Guys, The Boys Season 4 is less than 3 weeks away, so I think it's time for some more Boys theories. I've been surfing the web, finding some juicy theories for y'all. We're also going to take a look at some of the theories y'all commented on the last video. But real quick, be sure to subscribe and make sure you hit that bell button. Now let's get into it. Okay, this time around I'm casting my net a bit wider than just Reddit. This first theory comes from Screen Rant, but when I tried to pull it up, I couldn't find it, so just take my word on it. The idea is that A-Train's reaction in this clip is Homelander showing him something that's pretty gruesome. It goes on to speculate Homelander's been keeping trophies from his kills and showing them off to the other members of the Seven. The significance being that Homelander is leaving more evidence that could affect the public's view on him. And I don't really buy it. I don't think Homelander leaves enough of his victims to take a trophy, but I do prefer the alternate take on this theory, that this is A-Train's reaction to seeing Ashley's bald-ass head. Circling back to the idea that evidence against Homelander will emerge this season, we see in this Singer-Newman ad that wreckage from Transatlantic Flight 37 is starting to wash up. So the truth may finally come to light about what went down on that plane, but even if it does, I can kind of see nobody caring. Next article is by IMDb, the 10 best Season 4 fan theories according to Reddit, and the article doesn't exist. Not to toot my own horn, but making a Reddit top 10 list, harder than it looks. This next article is a top 10 by CBR, but I'm really only going to touch base on 2 of the theories I liked. This is number 8 on their list, and Soldier Boy could return. Jensen Ackles' Soldier Boy's been... Alright, yeah, I'm stopping there. Soldier Boy's not coming back this season. Bare minimum, maybe we get a cameo, but I see him getting thawed out in Season 5. Jumping down to number 3, the Deep will struggle with Homelander's growing cult. So the theory says, Deep and Homelander's relationship is a pitiful sight. The latter can be seen mercilessly bullying the former on multiple occasions. Homelander is also known being applauded for his use of extreme violence, building something of a cult around himself. The Deep is not a morally sound person at all, but he's been seeking some form of redemption lately, and as someone who was in a cult, Deep may understand how bad this can all go. With Homelander gaining more power, Deep may have a lot to digest. He knows that a cult mentality can only lead to pain, but if the Deep goes against Homelander's wishes, then he will almost surely be killed. Yeah, and all in all, I agree with this theory. No doubt the Deep and A-Train will reach a breaking point this season with Homelander, but no chance this guy stands up to Homelander. I feel like if anything, the Deep's going to hit an Irish goodbye, except he's a freaky fish guy, and try to hide out from Homelander in the bottom of the ocean and get on with his life. Circling back to my previous Boys Theory video, I want to take a look at some of the theories y'all posted in that video's comments. And real quick, just want to shout out everybody who watched and commented on that video. I really didn't expect it to get more than 4.5 views and maybe 1 comment. So let's get into it. First one by SOS4851. These theories are so shit. Nah, for real though. First theory by JMiggy8208. Starlight kills the Deep, Homelander kills A-Train. And this feels pretty likely. It'd be a full circle moment for the Deep to get killed by Starlight, but not to say he wouldn't have it coming. One thing I am wondering is if Starlight fries him, would his body be white and flaky? And it seems pretty likely Homelander will kill A-Train. I am just curious about the context behind it. Last season, Maeve did way better against Homelander in a fight than I think anybody thought she could. So maybe if A-Train finds this out, he sees the security camera footage or something, he might perceive the gap between him and Homelander to be a lot smaller than it is, resulting in him bucking up to Homelander. Regardless of what he does, I think he just ends up getting lasered by the end of the season. Alright, next theory is by Agent Umbra2374. I feel like Ryan might lean into the dark side, but doesn't like what he sees. Soup's abusing people. Seems pretty plausible. I think you were pretty on the money for what Ryan's arc's going to be this season. I don't know what side of the line he's going to end up on, but if we look back at the trailer, I think this scene right here is Ryan just starting to explore those ideas. Next theory by Xenon Villanueve. He says, watching this and knowing what actually happens in Season 4 is interesting. Off the bat, this dude better be a time traveler, because if he posted this because he read the comics, that 1000% does not count as knowing what's going to happen in Season 4. Moving on. This next one by Divine Enclave's not really theory, but I've watched all seasons, and what's crazy is the only character I'd say I truly care about is Soldier Boy. Like, yeah, I like other characters, but something about him just hits. Maybe the part of him being betrayed by all your friends. Yeah, so 100% this dude's like me and everybody else and has a crush on Jensen Ackles and just doesn't know it yet. Last theory by Nordeep Singh 1732. Next one. Butcher blames himself for Ryan's fall as he remembers how his wife died. Huey has proved himself enough that Butcher thinks he'll be the ideal leader, and I think that Butcher makes him the Homelander, even using the PD steps. In short, he becomes the leader of the Homelander die. Okay, if I'm being honest, Nordeep probably could have made his own theory video with the paragraph he left me here, but couple things I like from it. One, this idea that the boys is going to be disbanded by the end of the season, and two, Huey becoming Ryan's godfather under Butcher. If y'all remember in the last video, we saw so much discussion about whether Huey and Annie were going to have a baby. I think it would be an interesting way to facilitate that by having Ryan just live with them once the dust settles and maybe Homelander and Butcher aren't around anymore. Guys, this part of the video is what I like to call the wildcard section. It's part of the video where I go over things that I think will come into play. I'm just not sure how. Stan Edgar. I don't think we'll be seeing too much of him this season, but when he does decide to make his move, it's going to be a big one. Chance Perdomo's character, Andre. After his unexpected death, I'm curious if they'll rework his role in Season 4 of The Boys, or if they're not even going to open that can of worms till they start working on Gen V's second season. Jeffrey Dean Morgan's character. According to the internet, he's playing a guy called Monkey, and I got no idea who that is. But, going off the trailer, Butcher seems to put a lot of trust in him, and I wouldn't be surprised if that trust gets betrayed. Black Noir. Now, y'all are going to think I'm cooked with this next theory, but what if it's like the comics and the new Black Noir is Homelander's clone? Like, yeah, it would be really fucking dumb, but nobody would expect it, and it'd be something that'd be lurking right under everybody's noses. Unexpected cameos. I think everybody and their mom wants Billy Joel to cameo in The Boys, which would be sick, but what if we got a Jared Padalecki cameo? Not saying he has to be like a main role like Jensen Ackles got with Soldier Boy, but even just showing up as an FBI guy. If we think about it, The Boys has so many Supernatural alum in it already, it feels like a given he'd show up at some point. And that wraps it up for this week's installment of The Boys Fan Theories. Once again, big shout out to everybody that commented on part 1 of this video, so if you got any more juicy theories, be sure to drop them in the comments down below. If I get enough responses, we may even crank out a part 3 before the season airs. Anyway, see you on the next Randograph.